Well, I'm about to start on my trip. I just came from Mingo Falls, where you had to climb up 159 steps to get to the falls. It was about the same as last year. Not a whole lot of water, even though they had some rain in the last couple days. But I finally found my way to the Hyatt Ridge trailhead. I had actually gotten to the right road, but the pavement ended and it looked like the single lane road only continued to the water treatment plant. So I turned around and kind of drove around the other loop of Big Cove Road. But I decided, well, we'll try that single lane road and see where it goes to. And eventually, right after the water treatment plant, it actually entered the national park, and about 2.5 miles or so, I guess, a gravel road to get back in here. And here we are at the Hyatt Ridge trailhead, getting ready for my first day of my big adventure, my first major, actually my first backpacking trip solo. Only did one overnight trip with my middle son about a month and a half ago of only 5 miles. So this 11-day or so venture of, I haven't even calculated the miles, but I'm thinking 75, 80, 85, maybe in somewhere in there, will be a significant challenge. And this trail is actually pretty steep for the 1.8 or 9 miles or so that it takes to reach the Enlow Creek Trail, which I'll be heading up to get to campsite 47 to spend the evening. So hopefully I'll actually continue to update all this and have an interesting vlog when we're done. Well, hello there. I hope you can hear me. I got all the way to the campsite. I decided to go on to try to see one of the waterfalls. I'm honestly not sure if this one is it, but it's good enough. I'm just waiting for the sun to go down a little bit so I can get a better picture. The one that I think God's telling me to get. So while I was waiting, I decided to fix dinner. You can see we're boiling the water right now, and we're going to have ramen and Starkist tuna. So we're just sitting on this rock here, watching the water go by. What better place to have a meal, right? So I'm just waiting for the water to boil. And obviously I had to walk through this creek a bit, trying to get the shoes wet, and test out whether I like those Ridgedale wool socks or not. They seem to stay wet an awful long time. Though they do keep the feet warmer since they're wool. But I just figured I'd give them a chance, and what better way than wading through a creek, huh? So probably won't check in until tomorrow morning. Once I get to eat dinner and get the picture of the falls here, I'm gonna hike back to the campsite and take a picture of some of the creek that's going through there. It has a creek right next to the campsite, a lot of good cascades. So I'm looking forward to getting some of those pictures too, either tonight or tomorrow morning before I head back out again to the car for the next week. So here we are at campsite 47. I actually had some campmates. Yeah, let's see, Adam, David, and Alan, right? Yep. From Hickory, North Carolina. It's a small little campsite, but next to a nice creek. Raging Fork, I believe it is. So this is where we spent the night. Had a little rain last night. I ate breakfast down there this morning on that big rock. They're out here fly fishing. They went up the creek yesterday, about half a mile. Today they're going to try to venture down this direction. But socks and shoes really didn't dry out that last night, but I put them on anyway just to keep working on those Ridgedale socks, seeing how I like them. And David told me that there was a good scene after a footbridge on the Enlow Creek Trail. I was actually about 250 yards short of that at the waterfall that I was at last night. So I zipped up there this morning, went across the footbridge. It really was a good scene up in the valley that I got a picture of. Hopefully it'll turn out because I didn't have my tripod with me. And so now I'm getting back to camp, ready to head out. Going to pack up all the stuff and get going back up the Enlow Creek Trail, the Hyatt Ridge, which will be a lot easier to do today going downhill, and then hit the car and go over to Smoke Mountain. Okay, so here I am at the Bradley Forks Trailhead. It's located in the Smoke Mountain, at the very end of the Smoke Mountain campground. You can see there are several cars parked here at the trailhead, including several people that are getting ready to go, and one family with a couple of small kids, and probably 7 or 8 years old, I guess. This one shouldn't be too bad getting up to campsite 49. It's, I think, pretty much road like that most of the way up. National Park Road maybe was one of the many railroad beds at one time that littered the park for logging and mining. It's about 8 o'clock. We're at campsite 49. This is a much nicer campsite, size-wise at least, than 47 was. Where 47 only had an area that was basically like this. 49 has 7 of these that string along the river after the trail comes down the hill. So right at the bend down there, there's the first one, and they just string all the way down. And I'm not sure if they still have horses here or allow horses here, but the horse stall is kind of down at the last 2 there, where they can tie up 15 horses. I'm enjoying my All-American burger wrap from Packet Gourmet. Thought I'd give that a try, and tastes like a hamburger with a bring your own burrito. There's my nice little campfire. And the requisite stream out there should provide a nice, pleasing evening to fall asleep to. Of course, I don't sleep very well as it is, but hey, it is what it is. I got here about 4, so it took me 2.5 hours, I guess, to make it down here, and I think it was somewhere along 5 miles or so. I actually haven't looked at the map to see if I could calculate that, but I've survived my second day in Smoky Mountain National Park. No bears yet, though I did have a mouse infiltrate my food bag last night at 47. I never expected a mouse to be there, but oh well. I was expecting it to be at Sadler's Bald Shelter, and all the shelters are known for their mice, but unless it was a bird. Perhaps it was a bird, because it actually landed from the bottom. So. But anyway, I'm going to try my little mouse guard that I made and see if that helps this evening. Now here we are at campsite 48. It took me about 3.5 hours to do the 6.3 miles with a couple of stops, like I stopped at Chastine Creek Falls. I'm going to try to leave, get out of here early in the morning to get there before the sun comes up too much and get some good pictures of that. No mice last night. Did have 5 guys that came in pretty late, relatively, after dark at least, 9:30 or so. So I didn't end up having it all to myself. Currently I have this one all to myself. You can see back there. And there are a couple other sites down the hill behind, well, in front of me, behind the camera, that are down closer to the creek area.